Welcome to In the Library with
Marsha.
and Adrian. And today we have with us special guest.
Jackie.
Hello, Jackie. Why
Yeah.
don't you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm Jackie. I work as a reference librarian here at the Ellis Reference Center, and that's basically my life.
I love it. I love it. She does tons of things. I can't wait to get into them all.
Uh,
Well, we're going to start with perhaps the most important question you're going to get asked today. Okay?
okay.
Would you rather be bald or have a mullet?
Good one. I both of those are so appealing. I'll be honest with you. I'm sure I will try both of them at some point in my lifetime. Mullets are kind of having a moment right now with the youngins, but they're not quite the same as like the '80s mullets. There's less of the perming to them, I think.
Yeah.
And I mean, be bald. Natalie Portman did it.
Nope.
She looked fantastic. So either of those, honestly.
Wow. Think
Okay,
of that.
no preference.
Less work.
Right.
All right. Well, should we talk a little bit about some of the awesome things Jackie does around here in her upcoming programs?
Just one moment. Marsha, bald or mullet?
Oh, I guess I'm gonna go with bald. I'm too warm for a mullet.
See, for myself, I would go with the full MacGyver style mullet.
You could rock that out though with your luxurious hair. I don't want to spend any time with it. You know what I mean?
I also having a moment. Like, yeah, absolutely. The '80s are coming back.
Yeah. Love the 80s.
All right, so you wanted to tell them about programs and stuff.
I do a little bit. So I'm going to talk about some of the things here at Ellis, specifically some of the amazing things that Jackie, our special guest, does. First and foremost, I think it's not coming up quite yet, but it's by the time you're listening to this, it'll be right around the corner. I want to talk a little bit about Writers on the River. Do you want to go ahead and kind of explain what that is and how people can get involved and what has happened in the past?
So Writers on the River is our local author fair, basically, for MCLS. It kind of includes whoever wants to join. If people want to make a drive from Indiana, feel free. Usually it's people Toledo area and then up through Metro Detroit and Ann Arbor who come. And I like to think of it as like an adult scholastic book fair.
That's perfect. I love it. I love it.
Because it's just all of the authors and you get to meet readers and fans, and some people get to discover new things that they haven't read before that are local. And then I've also got groups. The Genealogical Society has a booth sometimes, and the One Book, One Community is going to have a booth there for their book.
Yay.
But it's just a fun time all around. Sunday, November 12th. A little ways off yet from right now, but
it is. And we'll probably mention it again on here as it gets closer, but I think it's wonderful. I love that it's literally Writers on the River is a beautiful view of the river. If you've never been to the Ellis Library Reference Center, this is a good opportunity to come meet some authors, enjoy the views. Also, I think it's strategically placed in November, great gifts. So if you're buying Christmas gifts, you can come and shop locally with local authors and buy some books to give away as gifts. And we've had some people that have come more than once. So how do you go about, if I was an author, how would I go about joining Writers on the River? Or, I mean, do you still have room? Do you still have spaces left? I guess I should lead with that.
Yes, we kind of take as many as we can fit into our little river expansion. There's a few different ways you can join if you are interested. Somebody could email me at my email. You can go on our website where we have a call for authors. Fill out the form. My email is also on that website. Or you can just call the Ellis branch and ask for Jaclyn Curcillo and just tell them that you're interested in Writers on the River, and we'll get you set up that way.
Yay, wonderful. So yeah, welcome all authors. So if you are listening to this and you want to join our Writers on the River, or if you want to just come and attend, there's no fee. It's a Sunday. We're actually closed that day, but open for the program. Yeah. So it's kind of a great day to come to the library as well.
Yeah. Have you ever considered calling it Riotry?
Riotry. So what is my acronym here? What are we?
Writers on the
River.
Writers on the River.
Riotry.
I like the riot in there.
Oh yeah,
I liked that.
I saw a FOF was really well received. I saw that made the cover a FOF.
So have you considered Riotry?
I hadn't until now. I will say Writers on the River, they took a break in 2020 and I think 2021. if I'm remembering time correctly. Time kind of has no meaning for me. But it had been running every year since the late 90s.
Yes.
So I'm not the one who came up with it.
You're just the one in charge of it.
And I would hate to do anything to that legacy.
That's fair enough. Okay, so derailing the conversation for just a moment. Would you rather have a pet lion or a pet tiger?
I need to think about this one. Because I can't remember who the Vegas people were that had lions. I don't know why I can't remember them. But I think back to that, and I don't want either of those things to happen to me from either of those things. So neither. They need to stay where they can live on their own.
You are thinking of Siegfried and Roy.
That's what I'm thinking of, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so neither lion nor tiger.
No. They need to stay in the wild.
Or bears oh my?
And no Wizards of Oz either.
Okay. If you could use magic to solve one mundane task and just abolish it from your life, what task are you using magic to replace?
Oh my gosh. So I would create I'm going to be a D&D nerd for a second. I'm going to do like I don't want to say minor illusion because I don't think that lasts long enough. An illusion that would last long enough so that I don't have to be here. I have almost like a clone doing stuff for me, and then I can just go do my thing.
Nice.
Marsha?
I always say I want a clone, so I love that was your thing. What's the one thing? I don't know. I don't really mind tasks. I guess I'm gonna go with emptying the dishwasher. I don't know, lame. Is that what you mean, like a task, or do you mean something specific?
Like some mundane thing that you have to do
emptying
all
the
the time.
dishwasher. I don't know.
Like the Wizard's Tower in Fantasia.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Or be our guest immunities. Like,
yes.
Takes care of themselves. I love it.
Also feeds you.
How about you? What's yours, Adrian? What's your mundane task?
If I was going to automate one thing in my life, it's got to be laundry. I hate laundry.
Laundry. I guess I like to do I like the beginnings of all tasks. Like I like to load the dishwasher and run it. And I love to sort clothes and throw it in the laundry and wash it and dry it. And then when it comes to folding it, put away, I'm kind of over it. Or I just like to start everything and then not, if something could just finish my task, like a task finisher, that's what I want.
Well, just imagine if you had magic to magically fold all of your fitted sheets.
I know, like Mary Poppins. Oh yeah, fitted sheets. We had this discussion on here before about how to fold a fitted sheet.
I don't even know that magic could help you with that.
That's true.
That might just be you fold it by pulling it into a ball,
yes.
And putting it in the.
Yes, I've just accepted wad it. I just wad the fitted sheet. It's just I live with it. I live with wadded and put it in a closet.
Wrinkly sheets don't matter.
That's true. What's yours, Adrian?
What?
So the sheets is your test. He asked me earlier if I want to be prepared for these questions because these are, of course, all surprises. We have no idea what Adrian's going to ask ever. I don't even know that he knows. So earlier today, he's like, "Oh, do you want to be prepped for the questions?" And I was like, "Why start now?" He just comes up with them. But he did do some preparing today. But then I said, "No, I'll just be surprised." Then he informed me he was going to tell me all the wrong questions. That was going to be his plan for prepping me for this.
I'm surprised you didn't think of that first.
I know. I need to look at him. He's so untrustworthy.
The guilty face over there.
Never believe Adrian.
What are you reading?
There you go.
At the moment, I am reading The Gutter Prayer by Gareth Hanrahan. I'm trying to decide how to describe it. I guess my way of describing it would be like if Lovecraft and Tolkien had a baby.
Ooh.
So it's got the Tolkien kind of world building and history, but then it's also got a very Lovecraft kind of themes to it. So it's pretty good.
Do you have a favorite Lovecraftian horror?
He loves Lovecraft.
My favorite one? It's a good question. Mountains of Madness is probably the classic one.
Right.
But I do like Dunwich Horror, so I don't know. I can't. That one's difficult.
What's yours, Adrian? You love Lovecraft.
Yours?
What do you like?
I'm kind of a fan of Azathoth just for the whole concept of nothing. What's yours, Marsha?
Yeah, I kind of like them all too. I was trying to think of there's a collection of short stories that I really kind of enjoy, and I was trying to think of my favorite one. I don't know. I can't really pick a favorite either. But when you were talking about what you're reading, I was going to bring up, ta-da! our previous podcast guest and Writers on the River attendee, past and this time present, right? She was last year and she's coming again this year. And her book, Inconvenience of Grief. And we've both recently read this too. So another little plug for both writers and for Lanny Stabio. The Inconvenience of Grief. You can get a copy from the library or you can buy one at Writers on the River. Very good. There's some really good.
Yeah.
She talked about it a little bit and she read an excerpt on the podcast earlier. But it was really great to kind of read all of them. They're sad, they're funny, they're a little bit like, oh, that's how I felt when I read it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm also going to talk about some of the other awesome programs that Jackie does around here. She just finished up some computer classes, the computer class series. So watch for those. Currently not happening, but we'll get them on the calendar again. And do you want to talk about the other two main ones? Yeah, you can share your stories.
So beyond Writers on the River, I have a couple of crafting club kind of deals. The first one that started in May is I host a paper craft club up in the Ellis Reference Center on the third Thursday of the month at 6:30. That is scrapbooking, junk journaling, whatever paper craft you would like to do. I have stuff available for people to use if they would like to, or they can just bring their own stuff and craft with friends. And I usually have snacks.
Sold.
The other thing that I'm kind of starting with the Monroe, Michigan Crochet Club is this month we're doing a meet and greet for the club. We started a club on Facebook and decided that we wanted to meet in person. So that is September 25th, and you can bring your own crochet projects to that. We'll also have patterns and stuff that you can borrow if you don't know how to crochet. We can teach. It's gonna be a good time.
I love it. And you said that you crochet. Adrian, I feel like that's something you might do too. Adrian, do you crochet?
Yes.
I thought so. Yeah. See, he's a little sleeper. He has a lot of hidden talents, and I thought that was one of yours.
I made baby blankets, scarves, hat, and some amigurumi for my children.
Aww.
Amigurumi's great.
All right. So those are some things. You can always go to mymcls.com and you can search the events calendar for if you want to look at any. Those are some of the programs here at the Ellis Library Reference Center. You can check out any library around the system. What about you, Adrian? What are some things you have going on over there at Bedford? What are some of your new programs?
We've got grown-up gaming night coming up on Friday, September 29th, starting at 5 p.m., going until like 8 o'clock. That's the Bedford Branch Library.
Okay.
If you could be in any TV show, what TV show would you be in?
I always had a long-standing fantasy of being on Doctor Who, and like the Doctor, I used to imagine I heard the TARDIS in my classroom and could just escape to.
That'd be perfect.
So probably Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. And Marsha?
I feel like I've used this before, but I always said Little House on the Prairie. Feel like I would like to kick it old school, but I don't know. Then I feel like wouldn't I like indoor plumbing and electricity? So I don't know. I'm still going with it, but I don't know. How about you, Adrian? What's yours?
If I could be in any show?
Sure.
Have you seen the show From?
I don't think so. Is that real? Are you making that up?
No, From is it's a horror TV show. I think it's HBO. No, it can't be HBO because it was on Amazon Prime. But go check it out.
Okay, I'm going to. I've never heard of that. So wait, maybe I have. Maybe Kristen talked about this before.
Possible.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up again because it sounds familiar, but I'm not sure. Is this one of those things where you have to give the disclosure about how our views do not reflect the views of the Monroe County Library System?
Pretty much.
Oh, there are a lot of things going on around the county. A lot of the story times have started back up with the school year. Ellis is doing all kinds of things after school programs, Cocoa Club, a special families club, small fries, 1,000 Hours Outside book club. There's just so much. We have so many book clubs going on around here. We have multiple here at Ellis, and I know you have multiple there at Bedford too. So there's a little something for everyone going on at the library.
What would you put on your ultimate sandwich?
My ultimate sandwich? I mean, bacon has to be on there in some capacity.
Yes. Bacon topped with bacon.
But, I'm going to roll with the bacon theme and just say, like, my ultimate sandwich is a BLT. So I'm very easy to please.
Nice. BLT extra bacon. BLT hold the lettuce. Bring on the bacon.
Marsha?
What's the difference between a sub sandwich and a hoagie?
I'm not sure.
I know I wasn't sure either. I had to look it up because this came up on an earlier thing on Facebook Live from this morning. And they say they're typically the same, used interchangeably, but a hoagie is typically harder bread, and a sub could be toasted. I wasn't sure of the difference because people say hoagies, people say subs. I wasn't sure of the difference. I'm with Jackie. I'm not picky, and I'm a foodie, and I probably like my subs how I like my sandwiches, with lots of meat and cheese. I like my sandwiches how I like my salads. Everyone teases me when I make a salad. It's really heavy on like a chef salad, but it's heavy on meat and cheese. And I'm just like, oh, a little baby bit of lettuce. And that's how I would make my sandwich. Heavy on meats and cheeses and sauces. I love sauces too.
So if I was going to make an ultimate sandwich,
yeah,
I'd probably end up with some sort of weapons grade Monte Cristo.
So,
All right.
yeah, what are you putting on it?
Have you ever had a Monte Cristo sandwich?
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to have weapons grade turkey and some like explosive jam on there.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. One last question to round out my weird questions.
All right. We love them.
You each must present one food to aliens that have come to Earth to represent Monroe County.
Monroe.
What food are you presenting for Monroe County?
To represent Monroe County?
Mm-hmm.
Hot dogs.
Muskrat.
Muskrat.
It's like the only thing.
You're like, muskrat it is.
Muskrat French. Yes, muskrat.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I was thinking about the great hot dog debate, Vince's, Tony's, whatever. I always there's always a hot dog debate in Monroe too.
Yeah. And hot dogs are kind of like
Sure.
Tony Paco's, Toledo. So it's just, but Muskrat is this is the only place I have ever really heard that has muskrat dinners, this area. We got special permission from the Pope to eat muskrat during Lent.
I didn't even know this. That's so funny.
So muskrat is
great. That's a great answer.
I think that is probably the perfect answer.
I know. Perfect for aliens.
Is there anything you would like to tell our listeners that we have not covered?
I don't think so. I'm probably the most boring person on the face of the planet.
That is not true. Come up and visit us. Come visit us upstairs at the Ellis Library Reference Center. We're across from the fairgrounds upstairs. Good times.
We want to thank you everyone for listening. And this has been In the Library with
Marsha
and Adrian, and our special guest today,
Jackie.
Thank you, Jackie.